Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
It's great to be back.
I'm really excited for this one.
Me too.
This is Psalm 29.
It's a really powerful psalm.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a really interesting deep dive.
Yeah, I think so too.
So Psalm 29, it's all about God's power.
Yeah, his power and majesty.
Right, and it's really interesting how it's portrayed through nature.
Through these really vivid images of nature.
Right, so you got the roaring waterfalls and the mountains shaking.
Yeah, it's really something.
Yeah, and it's just this incredible imagery that really captures the awe and power of God.
Exactly. And it starts right from the beginning,
right,
with this call to worship.
Right. It says, ascribe to the Lord, you heavenly beings, ascribe to the Lord glory and strength.
Yeah, and that's so interesting, right?
It is, because it's not just people on earth who are recognizing God's power.
Right.
It's these heavenly beings.
Yeah, like the angels.
Right. And so that really sets the stage for the rest of the psalm.
Yeah, it's saying, look, if even the angels are acknowledging God's power, then, we better pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like how we kind of put celebrities on a pedestal today.
Yeah.
Like we ascribe so much power and influence to these people.
Right.
But this is talking about a whole other level of awe.
Absolutely.
So how does the psalm actually describe this power? How does it actually portray God's power?
Well, I mean, it uses these incredible metaphors. Like I said,
right.
Roaring waterfalls and cedars snapping like twigs.
And mountains skipping like calves.
Yeah, that's one of the most striking images.
It is. It's so unexpected.
It is, because you think of mountains as being these symbols of strength and permanence. Yeah, they're immovable.
Yeah.
But here they're skipping around like calves.
Yeah, it's almost like playful.
Yeah, it is.
Like God is so powerful that he can make even mountains dance.
Right. And I think that's the point. It's meant to be surprising because it's showing us that God's power is beyond our comprehension.
Totally. And so, for the ancient audience, this imagery would have been so powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they would have been so connected to nature.
Yeah.
But for us today, do you think people still connect with nature in the same way?
That's a good question. I mean, I think we still experience awe in different ways.
Okay.
Like maybe it's watching a rocket launch or
yeah,
feeling the power of a hurricane or even just looking up at a star-filled sky.
Totally.
But I think there's something about those experiences that still connects us to something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And the psalm, it doesn't stay focused on nature forever.
Right.
Right.
No, it shifts gears at some point.
Okay, so where does it go?
Well, it transitions from this wild, untamed wilderness
right
to a more controlled, reverent setting.
Oh, interesting. So from the wilderness to the temple.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's interesting because the wildness of God's power is still present.
Yeah.
But it's now channeled into something more structured and ordered.
So it's on the one hand, you have this raw power of nature.
Right.
But then you also have this sense of order and authority.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really fascinating. Right. And so as we get towards the end of the psalm, we move from this powerful imagery to something a bit more grounded, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think so.
So what happens in those final verses?
Well, the focus shifts to God as king.
Okay.
And it talks about how he provides strength and stability for his people.
Right. So it's amidst all the chaos and wildness, there's this constant unyielding source of security.
Exactly. And I think that's really comforting,
It is.
Because it's a reminder that no matter what's going on in the world, God is in control.
Yeah. And he's always there for us.
Always.
Wow. So it really does come full circle,
It does.
Recognizing God's power in all its forms ultimately leads to this sense of peace and stability.
And strength.
And strength, yeah, that's a powerful message.
It is.
Especially for us today.
Yeah.
When the world feels so chaotic.
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in all of that.
Absolutely.
But Psalm 29, it invites us to step back.
Yeah.
And acknowledge something bigger than ourselves.
Something that can give us a sense of grounding.
Yeah.
And peace.
And peace. Wow. This has been such an insightful deep dive.
It has.
I've learned so much.
Me too.
And I hope our listeners have too.
I hope so.
So as we wrap up here, I want to leave you with a thought.
Okay.
If Psalm 29 were written today, what aspects of our modern world would be used to illustrate God's power and majesty?
That's a question.
I'll let our listeners ponder that one.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to think about.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It was a pleasure being here.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.